G'day guys, Smith City here for Smith City Product Reviews. I'm here with Algorithm Pale Ale, and the only way I'm going to get the dishes done tonight before I leave tomorrow is by doing a review. So we'll get into a glass and then we'll get started on the dishes. Biceps looking mighty fine, let me tell you. Here it is. Algorithm Brewing in, see if I can find it without doing too much. Waterloo Street, Surrey Hills, New South Wales. So there it is. Put some stuff away first. I've cleaned these already. That might need a little bit more to clean. So like that. Crash, bang, wallop. I don't like how some of these are being cleaned by me in the past. So I'm going to do it all again. I reckon I must have done stuff over the sink or put something else nearby and it's re-dirtied them. So once that fills up, we'll do the review. That's just got a little bit of a streak mark on it to clean though. It's been a fun experience. Ooh, that's got some balls on it. Wow, it's a pale ale. That's leaning more towards the IPA style of a pale ale. Delicious though, 5%. So normally I let you know my thoughts before I've had it, but I've done things a bit differently. The dishes are sort of throwing me off. So distinctive, it says complexity made simple. A distinctive blend of specialty hops delivered a crisp aroma of citrus and grapefruit. Definitely getting both of those on the nose. Complemented by smooth malt richness. It is very, very tasty. Its bitter units is 30. Like I said, its ABV is 5%. Water, malt, hops, yeast. The end result is a refreshingly clean Aussie style pale ale that will have you wondering, has the formula for the perfect balanced pale ale been solved? Well, it's pretty close. It's pretty close, guys. I might bring this down just so you can see the can a bit better as I clean. It's delicious. Drinkability, I'd probably say maybe a 7.5 out of 10. It is a very nice standalone can. And we'll get into the dishes. So yeah, the drinkability, 7.5, like I said. The rating, I need a... The rating's interesting because I think drinkability never should really be counted in the rating per se, because you're thinking, oh, 7.5, it can't be a 10. But like its drinkability factor doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad drink. It just has the sort of connection that you can't drink heaps of them. But drinking beer isn't always necessarily about getting blind and drinking as many beers as you can. So I don't think the drinkability has a big factor in the rating scale. So what would I rate it? We'll do one more dish and then we'll take another sip. These bowls are made in Portugal, CMG. As you all know, I love IPAs. They're my favourite style of beer. And so the fact that it's more close to that than sort of like an easier drinking pale ale is sort of in my wheelhouse. Now, there might be some people that come away and make all these dishes and just expect the host to come and clean up your mess, but I think just over the last 10 years I've matured a little bit, and you know, I know I'm paying for a place to stay, but I'm also not necessarily paying for these people that are letting me stay here to be. There is a point, you know, there is a cleaning service as part of it, but at the same time, I'm also not a houso where I'm leaving everything so grotty and gross where they're having to spend hours upon hours upon hours cleaning things. So the reason why I'm reviewing it is because I wouldn't have done it otherwise. I would have gone to bed procrastinating, and then I would have probably done it tomorrow in a rush, got on the road a bit later. Only for me to then get home a lot later and be more tired for work on Thursday. So might try that one here and there because I've got no more room on the dish rack. What does that say? Il Molino, New York. That's been good. It's made some ravioli. Chuck that in where it goes. Put that lid back on it. Oh, there's a bit to go. There's a bit to go. Anyone's made it this far, what is your pet hate in being an adult? Mine would definitely have to be hanging clothes out, putting them away, and dishes. I don't mind sweeping. Probably on par with those is making the bed after it's been cleaned. There needs to be a simplified way of putting a bed back together again, possibly a butler when I make it on YouTube. That goes up here. Let's do what we need to do. tell you what, I'm investing in one of these when I get home. There's been a coffee grinder here with fresh coffee beans, and I sometimes stupidly, I've got a drippolator at home, but stupidly sometimes I get coffee beans. If I had a coffee grinder and one of these, it'd be fantastic. I might scrape some of that off into the bin first. That was sage burnt butter gnocchi that I made. And then I had some leftover butter and pine nuts in the bottom. And I made some toast and dipped toast in there afterwards, which was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Whilst these cups don't have anything on them, they're the same style as the plates in the bowl, so I would not be surprised if they're from the same. There's literally nothing else on them, but I dare say they would be. I think that's what I did the first time when I made my garlic, rosemary, thyme steak. Is I think the leftover stuff I had from the pan, I didn't wipe it out too thoroughly. And so then when I put it in the sink with the rest of the dishes, I thought I'd cleaned them well, but obviously I pulled them out and put them in the rack, still a little bit grimy from the butter. So, we're getting through it. Another sip. It's interesting. So it is a little bit piney and resinous, which I think is taken away from a little bit of the grapefruit elements of it. Still love the can art. Love it. Absolutely love it. Still got a bit to go, guys. Still got a bit to go. So 3 things I'm really going to focus on coming back is finding ways to take time for myself without putting too much pressure on myself through my business. Obviously, I've got people paying for my services online, and I know, because I've heard it from people, is that I give way more value than what I actually have got people paying for. But there's still sometimes an element where, because I'm working full time, and I'd like to be doing more, that I sometimes feel like I'm not giving a decent amount of value for the people that have purchased my services. And so I need to find ways to just, with here where there's no reception, which has been great, to be able to have that time and space to just read 20 pages of a book, or do something creative, or play the PlayStation like I have leading up to going away, or doing some more beer reviews, or putting some more time and effort into other things that are going to progress my future, whether it be happiness, money, my creativity, diminishing my stress, all those sorts of things. And I urge all you guys to do that as well, because it is very important, and we do get lost in our life sometimes, whether you're, and this is the thing, like a lot of people will sit there and they'll be like, oh, I can't do this because I'm a parent, or I can't do this because of this, or I can't be doing that because of that, whatever. But ultimately, like, I want to be a dad. I've been wanting to be a dad for as long as I can remember. And if I had the choice between continuing with my beer reviews or having no time to do them to be a dad, I'd be choosing to be a dad. And so there might be some parents, and I wish sometimes being so overwhelmed being a parent that I wish I had other time and effort to be putting in elsewhere. But it's all speculation at the end of the day. You know, someone could be doing better in your situation, someone could be doing worse in your situation, someone could be doing better in my situation or worse in my situation. It's all speculation at the end of the day. You know, I have no problems to say that if I had some wealth behind me, is that going to close? Yeah. That if I had some wealth behind me, that my course that I created would have been done sooner, and I would have already been making a yearly salary out of it every single year, because I would have had that time and effort to be able to put into it. Whereas I just don't have that. I've got little windows when I'm exhausted or fatigued. And because I've already got people paying for my services, I also have to put time and effort into them. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting too much effort into people that haven't paid for things. Sometimes I feel like I haven't been putting enough into people that have paid for things. And then there's elements where sometimes I feel like I'm putting too much effort into people that have paid for things as well. And so it's just about finding that happy balance, and I'll eventually get there. Like the fact that I'm already speaking about this means that I want to work towards sort of some normalcy within that. But with anything in life, there's challenges along the way, and if you're not prepared to go through them, well then, you know, if everyone could do the things that they set out to do, is that you'd do them. You'd straight up do them. I like this little magnet strip across there that just holds the knives in place so good. It means that you don't put them in anything, bring them out, put them in and sort of blunt them. I think that's pretty cool. I normally do these more than one at a time, but I also want to make sure I clean them properly, because if I did them 3 at a time, I'd probably half do the drying of them and then I'll put them back in. I've got bits of butter on them or whatever nonsense. Spoons aren't too bad because I haven't really had anything on them other than coffee. I'm definitely going to save the rating for the end, so. This had the burnt butter. I'm going to save that till last because I've still got some other dishes. Put that in there. Oh, strong coffee. So, how am I going to do this? Alright, so I just washed one of the spoons. I'm going to have to get the spoon back out and dirty it. Alright, that's probably good enough. There's still some in there, but sit down on my hands then and now they just send that into the atmosphere. The process of staying an extra night, not an extra night, but extending the layover day that I had in Goulburn was just, it was no trouble at all. And I suppose that's just the carefree nature of the people that live here, and Pam and Bruce just being sort of happy to work around what I decided and being open to suggestions and whatnot. And look, I'm sure if they stayed flooded and I couldn't get down here, is that they would have probably either given me a refund or they may have just kept my payment on hold until I could get here, and I would have been more than happy to do that. I'll try that a bit. I think that went down here. Remember? Or did it go there? Butter can go in the fridge for now. Oh, that's got a bit of butter on it. Now look, there might be some people that'll be like, why have you done a video you cleaning the dishes into a beer review? Like I said earlier on, I definitely wouldn't have done this. When I was in the bath doing my other review, I'm like, I want to do a review whilst doing the dishes. It'll be the only way I do the dishes, and sometimes you gotta play those mind games with yourself, or shit doesn't get done. Won't chuck that back down where I got it from because I'd need to give that a wipe down. That's still a bit filthy. That's still a bit filthy right there. Alright, so I'll put that there for a second. Yep. Alright. Got any other random spoons or anything? Let's do it. I'll give it one more go of that because the next person that uses it may not want the garlic smell towards it. 27. That's better. Yeah, that smells good. It smells like a fresh pan now. Come on. What was that going? There you go. There you go. All right. I do remember there being spray. There it is. Anywhere, anytime. Probiotic solutions: lemon, myrtle, lemongrass, pink grapefruit, rosemary. Sounds like a pretty good IPA if you ask me. I'm going to undo the water here. I want to rinse out this wiper down because I don't want the benches to smell like garlic. That's just a little indentation. that spray go? There it is. Obviously I've used a fair bit of oil and butter and stuff over the last 5 days. So, right thing to do. Maybe I need to start doing this at home where I do a review and do my dishes or washing or whatever. Force myself to do them. I only do them if I do a review. Didn't use either of them, but I think that's got a little bit of splashback on it. Kettle's not too bad, so I don't think I'll worry about that. Alright, so what do I rate this bad boy, hey? I said 7.5 for the drinkability, I think I did, all the way back like 20 minutes ago. I'm going to give it a solid 8.5. I'm actually quite happy with that. Anyway guys, I've got 2 more reviews to do. Got 1 more beer review, and there may be some reviews throughout my travels tomorrow, heading back. Maybe stop off at a place that Pam recommended for a coffee and some breakfast. And yeah, that's my trip done.